Hi, my name is Sofia Escacera, and today I will be demoing my Unit 2 Lab 1 project titled ClickAlonzo. In this lab, I will begin by explaining the clicking game. So the first piece of code is obviously when I'm clicked, that basically just sets up the tone for the rest of the script, where when the sprite is clicked, the code runs. The next line is change score by 2. A score is a variable that keeps count of how many times the sprite is clicked. For example, if the sprite is clicked twice in a row, then the score would be 4. The next line of code is repeat until score equals 14. So that would be the winning score. That is when the player knows that they have won the game. And in this piece of code, repeat until score equals 14, it's wait 1.25 seconds, go to random position, so that's where the sprite is moving around the stage in random positions. Change ghost effect by -10, so basically whenever the sprite is not clicked, it gets less and less transparent. And then when the sprite is not clicked, the score decreases by -1. The next piece of code is if score equals 14, clear graphic effects, say congratulations for 2 seconds, set score to 0. So when to let the player know that they have won the game, the sprite returns opaque. They congratulate the player and the score resets. And then the last piece of code is stop all. So to stop the sprite from moving around the stage anymore, that's what that line is for. Another piece of code in this lab is when I am clicked, change ghost effect by 15. So whenever the sprite is clicked, it gets, to make it get more and more transparent, this is what that is for. Now I will explain the code where the sprite asks the user or the person that is playing what costume they want. So when the green flag is clicked, to start off, the sprite welcomes the player by saying welcome, and then the sprite asks the player, which costume number do you want, 1 to 5? And I made it so that it asks 1 to 5 to make sure that the player knows the limit of costumes that they have. So then the next couple of lines of code are repetitive, but with different input numbers and different outcomes. So if the user's answer is equal to 1, then they would switch to costume Alonzo. So Alonzo is the first costume in the list, in the costume variable list. If their answer is 2, then they switch to bear. If the answer is 3, then they switch to bat. If the answer is 4, then they switch to unicorn. And the answer is 5, they switch to snowman. To explain a little more about the costume variable, I have created a variable named costume where it is basically just a list: Alonzo, bear, bat, unicorn, and snowman. Another piece of code that I did not mention yet is when the sprite is clicked, it says nothing. So that is adding on to when the green flag is clicked, it welcomes a player. When the sprite is clicked, it says nothing, so that it's not saying welcome while the player is playing the game. I will now be demonstrating the clicking game and the part where the sprite asks the user what costume they want.